If you're planning to hire a home improvement contractor for your next project, be sure to take these steps. First, get more than one quote, get at least 3. You could be very surprised at the bottom line from one contractor to the next for your project. That being said, the cheapest price is not always your best option. You want to take time to research these contractors providing you quotes. Verify they are licensed, they are insured. Check out their client reviews. Some will give you direct contact info for their clients, so you can ask them yourself what their experience was working with the contractor. Also, contact the agency that licenses or registers the contractor to verify if there's any complaint history. Here in Maryland, we have the MHIC, the Maryland Home Improvement Commission. And you can contact the MHIC and verify if there's any complaints in the past 3 years for a licensed contractor with the agency. Next, once you decide on a contractor for your project, get a detailed contract. Everything should be in writing. The total cost, the payment schedule, the start date, the finish date, the type and brand of materials used. If you know the brands, you can find out the manufacturer warranties on the materials. Also, find out if the contractor offers a warranty on their labor. And that contract should also spell out whether or not permits will be pulled. It should be on the contractor to pull the permits, not the homeowner. But take the extra step, contact your local permit office, verify what permits are required. Most projects do require some sort of permit. You don't find out the hard way. After work is started, you have a stop work order. Or worse, the project's completed and you have a takedown order because no permits were pulled. Next, contact your homeowner's insurance agent. Find out if any changes are required for your policy. If you have a total renovation of your property taking place and you will not occupy the property for an extended period, you may need a builder's risk policy. They are more expensive than the standard homeowner's policy, but you do not want to find out after you have an issue, there's no coverage for your claim because you do not have the correct policy in place. Next, be sure you know where your property lines are exactly. If you're building anywhere close to your property lines where you think they are. And I say this because most homeowners receive a copy of their location survey when they purchase. It's also known as the location drawing. Piece of paper has a box representing your house and then where the property lines are said to be. And they're typically fairly accurate, within a few feet. But a few feet could be financial disaster. You don't find out after your project is wrapped and this beautiful new addition to your property, and half of it is across the property line. The solution is a boundary survey. They are more expensive. Location surveys, $200 to $300. Boundary surveys will be based on the size of your property. I think for most properties, you could expect to spend anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. When you're spending $150,000, $250,000 on your project, that is money well spent. If you are going to have a substantial project taking place, total renovation of your property, you're spending a lot of money, quite a bit of work going on, it would make sense to hire a renovation consultant. There's a reason renovation consultants are required for most renovation financing programs. Renovation consultants help alleviate a lot of the headaches associated with home improvement projects. The renovation consultant can provide you with a work write-up, breaking down labor and material costs based on the location of your property. They can also provide follow-up inspections to make sure work's being completed prior to you writing the next check to the contractor. As far as payments go, most contractors will require at least a deposit to get started. But do not pay in full until the work is 100% complete. Don't be told, we'll come back and do this later when the materials come in, or we're busy with another project right now, we'll be back in a week, we'll be back next month. Because that's a sure way to create a headache for yourself. When it comes to making payments, you should require a lien waiver. And that will protect you in the event that the contractor hires any subcontractors for your project. If they fail to pay those subcontractors, they in turn could file a lien against your property, even if you pay the contractor in full for their work. Lastly, if you do hire a contractor, a licensed contractor, for your project and they fail to complete the job, or you find yourself spending money because the job was not completed in a workmanlike manner, contact the local agency where they are licensed or registered, file a complaint. You may be eligible for some sort of reimbursement. Here in Maryland with the MHIC, every time the contractor renews their license, a portion of money they pay goes into a guarantee fund. The guarantee fund exists to help reimburse homeowners for their loss up to a certain dollar amount. But the key point here is you need to use a licensed contractor. If you use an unlicensed contractor for your project, you have no protection. In the description below, you'll find a link for the MHIC consumer page. Plenty of great tips on there. I encourage you to take a look even before you start getting quotes on your project. If you have questions, you want to connect with me, click on my link tree. And if you want to learn more about credit, financing, or real estate, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe.